Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Quick look at Solana double check and some important stuff here. We are getting closer to this upper liquidation range. This bearish rectangle has been invalidated for the moment. Bear in mind, we could still break down, but I think the likelihood of further upside makes sense tentatively because Bitcoin is showing a lot of strength and injected a lot of volume into the market. We can see that here reflected as well for Solana. So just note that we're temporarily back on track. I don't want to get your hopes up by any stretch. There is tariff news coming up here in the next couple of days. It'll probably just wipe all these profits clean. So please understand that. Between now and then, we need to be kind of cautious and careful and not get too outrageous with our longs and or shorts depending on which direction you're heading. Okay, so please be careful and comment below. Let me know what your position is with Solana. Love to hear it, and more importantly, hit that like button every time you watch. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So 130 to 135, we can see this upper liquidation range is looking pretty juicy. Okay, so there's a decent chance we see further upside. Bitcoin has similar behaviors here, as we can kind of see with their liquidation on it. About 86,000 is that next pocket of liquidation. So I personally do feel that Bitcoin is going to kind of push up towards its fair value gap, 86, 87,000, and then probably rip down once the tariff news comes out. Okay, something along those lines. It may not work out perfectly. It generally never does, but that's the concept, or the concept that it's what I'm thinking about between now and then as to how to trade. So I'm trying to avoid late longs. I want to take a short effectively here in the next 24 to 48 hours. Hopefully try to catch that correctly. Having said that though, we can see liquidation delta once more, liquidation itself, 135 to 130 is that range. Don't forget, still 120 has a target on its back. That could very well be the next target if the price starts to pull back hard. But good news is 125 to 130, that range is held like a champ. It's looking very good here. So from a macro perspective, there's very little liquidation left to the upside. Keep in mind, there's a lot to the downside, but we can see our liquidation delta has shifted here. It's not completely bullish by any stretch, but it is letting us know that we have very few shorts in the market ahead of longs. In other words, as more longs start to open up, this delta starts to shift, and we can kind of see that paradigm shift. But between now and then, we're still tentatively bearish on this coin. It hasn't broken bullish by any stretch. So no matter how much you love this coin, that's still not a thing. Okay. Good news is we have a lot, and I can't even emphasize how much this is. This is quite a lot here. There's a lot of open interest at 126. So that reaffirms that support, which we can see reflected here on this previous resistance turn support level. Look at this, that level at 126, like, nope, you're not going to pass at all. And what do you know? We break through, come back down for a bullish back test, and Bob's your uncle, we're back on track. Okay, so that's generally how resistances and or supports work. When you break them, inevitably there's typically a retest and the price action pulls back and continues higher. But look at how aggressive that is though. Price went up to 130 and went all the way back down to 125 and back up to 131. Like, that is a lot of movement in a short amount of time. So I hope you kind of avoided that, but this is just kind of par for the course, right? That's just the liquidation 101 is what market makers do. They consistently destroy people's accounts, just kind of shifting the market in either direction. Having said that, we're still under all moving averages on the daily time frame. This is not a bullish sign whatsoever. Most daily time frames, including Bitcoin, for the moment are still tentatively bearish. Okay, so we haven't broken bullish by any stretch. Early indications of money flow index being high is great. That generally implies sustainability and that we're seeing more money flowing into this coin in the last 14 days than the previous 14. And that's a very good sign. We like to see that. We can also see MACD kind of got a little MACD FU, that's what I call it, where it's just kind of like, the MACD is like, nope, you're going the other way. Just kidding. That's why you don't put too much emphasis on the MACD. It's a good little contributing factor, but you never use it as the sole indicator of trying to take a trade. Trust me on this, folks. Momentum means very little in crypto, at least in the overall sense of how manipulated the market is. There's certain times when momentum is good, but momentous indicators have proven to be very faulty as of late based on just how terrible the market is. So what do? Well, we look at liquidation, we look at previous support and resistance range, open interest. Those things help us kind of narrow down the areas of manipulation, okay? Having said that though, the 4-hour time frame's tentatively bullish. We're breaking above 50 so far. We can see the RSI and the MACD. Things are looking pretty solid here on the the 4-hour time frame. We got to recognize that, we need to ensure this volume maintains itself. If volume starts to taper off, we'll probably see the price pull back. But most of this is hinging on Bitcoin and just where Bitcoin's at. right? If Bitcoin's going to have a bad day, Solana's going to as well for the moment. That's just kind of the way that it's working right now. Take a look here at the hourly, likely to confirm that we are breaking bullish here, or have broken bullish. We've actually been above that level for some time. We can see we're maintaining above the cloud here, lagging spans free and clear, conversion lines above the baseline. While these aren't like super strong, because once more, we got just kind of like a lot of nonsense here, it's generally construed as positive. So a further upside makes sense here. Once more, it's based on the premise that I feel that Bitcoin's going to hit the 86 to 87K range to fill its fair value gap and to effectively, retest or potentially fake out a lot of late longs. Once that happens, more longs start entering in at 86, 87,000. We're going to see a pretty significant pullback based on those fundamental catalysts. That's once more, it's not a guarantee, but it's just the things that I'm kind of thinking of that could come to pass, right? You never truly know in this market, though, folks. It's important to be safer than sorry. For example, we had to close out our AVAX trade early at 20% profit. While there's still more meat left on the bone and likely to go further up, we adjust our take profit targets and ensure that we walked away in the green just to be safe here, because we don't want to be too greedy. You can't be greedy in this market. Okay, so that's just kind of where we're at there. I hope this makes sense and I described it correctly. I appreciate you watching. Be sure to join us over on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord if you want to kind of follow my playout charts. Technical fundamental news too is all there as well. Make sure, of course, if you've used my link to register for Bitunix, you take advantage of this little benefit here. There's a nice little reward prize pool. Everything's looking pretty good there. They're taking great care of our community. So thank you again for being, an awesome part of our community's life too, Bitunix. Appreciate you taking care of our community. Okay, folks, have a good rest of your day. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Take care of yourself out there. Bye-bye.